We vibing on a sharp mindset, diving deep where the real ones intersect. Ideas flow like the beats. We connect knowledge in the air, let the wisdom reflect. From the highs and the lows, we navigate conversations that resonate, elevate, chasing dreams. Yeah, we never hesitate. In this journey of life, we cultivate. So tune in. Let's break down the grind. With a vision so clear, leave the doubts behind. On a sharp mindset, where the stars align, building futures together, one thought at a time. What's up, a Sharp Mindset family? Welcome back to another episode of A Sharp Mindset. On this podcast, we'll dive into real talk, mindset shifts, and personal growth. I'm your host, ST Sharpe, and today we'll be discussing the topic that's what? Been on my mind lately. Yep, been on my mind. What's up, everybody? Look, man, today's topic is married to the wrong mindset. Woo, it's going to be a good one, y'all. But look, I hope everybody had a great week. I just want to say I appreciate y'all for, I see the messages, the comments, the shares, man. We building. I really appreciate all the love y'all been showing on the merch, though. See, the fits, the reviews, all of it. I'm tapped in. And if you post, man, go ahead, tag a sharp mindset. But look, family, I gotta shout out my designer / stylist, man, because she be in the kitchen cooking. I mean, every single piece is created with intention and passion. This ain't just merch, man. It's built with purpose behind it, family. So tap in and support the Sharp Mindset team, man. We doing big things over here, and we not done. So we got new merch dropping soon, so get ready. It don't stop here. We love y'all. Keep building. And if you ready, man, tap in at asharpmindset.com and support the brand, y'all. For real. Let's get it. All right, y'all, man. Listen, I had a listener reach out and they said, you talk a lot about mindset. I love it, but can you talk about relationships leading into marriage? Woo. Like, how do you really know? What should you be paying attention to? What actually matters before you say, I do? All right, look, this is what I'm talking about when I say the family is tapped in, and I set with that, right? Because that's not just a simple question, that's a life-altering one. So before we even get deep into this episode, let me give y'all something quick just to frame this right. Give y'all my sharp perspective. See, a relationship is where you experience someone. Marriage is where you live with the reality of who they truly are. In a relationship, you can still walk away when it gets uncomfortable, but in a marriage, you're forced to confront everything you overlooked. And again, in a relationship shows you potential, but a marriage reveals truth. And see, that's why so many of us get it wrong. Because see, we fall in love in the relationship process, but we don't realize what we're actually signed up for until it becomes real. And then that's exactly why we got to talk about this today, because some of y'all are preparing for marriage. You're just surviving relationships. But look, before we tap in, I want to thank everyone for tuning into another episode of A Sharp Mindset. Because when I speak, I don't do this for clout. I genuinely want to empower people. So track with me and tap into a motivational vibe that'll change your mindset for the better. So you already know what I want you to do. Please share, subscribe. Share, subscribe. Get this gift out there to the world and become a part of A Sharp Mindset family today. Feeling stuck? Tired of negative noise? Then stop It's time to flip the script. On a sharp mindset, we don't ignore life challenges. We know you go through things to grow through things. Every episode is packed with real talk, fresh insight, and actual gems to help you move from stuck to unstoppable. I don't do this for clout. I truly want to empower people. So track with me, tap in, and start sharpening your mindset for success. Listen now on all major podcast platforms. Let's go, y'all. Whew. All right, family. I know I'm about to ruffle some feathers, but let me ask you something. What if I told you you've been married not just to a person, but to a pattern? What if the heartbreak you keep experiencing ain't about them? It's about what you keep saying I do to. See, we talk a lot about love like it's supposed to save us, but we don't talk enough about how love can trap us when we don't have the emotional intelligence to match the feelings. Yeah. See, this episode right here, this ain't surface level, baby. Nah, see, this is for the women who love too hard and forgot themselves in the process. And see, this is for the men who wanted peace but kept choosing chaos in a pretty package. Woo! Come on, y'all know I'ma drop them. This is for anybody who ever said, I saw the red flags, but I thought love would cover it. Nah. Love don't cover lack of awareness. And today we're going to talk about what it really means to be married to your decisions before you ever put a ring on somebody. And that's why I want to start with the wrong vows. See, when people think about marriage, they think about commitment to a person. But the truth is, before you commit to a person, you already committed to a mindset. See, you already set vows in your spirit like, I'm going to ignore what I feel just to keep this thing going. I'm going to accept less because I don't want to start over. I'm going to stay because leaving feels like failure. And just like that, you didn't just marry them. You married comfort. You married fear. You married potential that never showed up. So look, real talk, mommy. Look, ladies, how many times have you believed the words and ignored the patterns? Fellas, how many times have you stayed entertained by something that felt right in the moment but wasn't right for your purpose? Let me say this slow, man. Chemistry can lie. Consistency can't. That's a gem. See, love without emotional intelligence, man, is self-sabotage. Look, y'all want real? Look, see, love without emotional intelligence is just two damaged people trying to survive each other. That's it. No awareness, no accountability, no emotional discipline, just reactions. That's why some relationships feel like war zones, not because love wasn't there, but because growth wasn't. So let me break this down. See, emotional intelligence in a relationship means knowing when you're triggered versus when something is actually wrong. Being able to communicate instead of exploding, understanding your partner's reality without losing your own. Walking away when necessary, not staying out of fear. But see, most people, they don't date with awareness, they date with wounds. Woo! Come on, hear me. Y'all hear? Come on. They date with wounds. See, you keep dating the same person in a different body. So let's go deeper. If every relationship you've had ends the same, that's not a coincidence, family. That's a pattern. And patterns, they don't come from other people, they come from you. That's just a truth bomb. See, you can change the face, you can change the name, you can change the city, but if you don't change your standards and mindset, you will keep marrying the same energy, but in a different body. Come on, that's a gem. For the ladies, stop choosing based on potential instead of proof. How it feels instead of how it truly adds to your life. Words instead of consistency. You don't need another project. You need alignment. My fellas, stop choosing based on surface over substance, attention over peace, ego over purpose. Not everything that entertains you was meant for you to build with. Woo! Come on, see, that's why marriage isn't the start, it's the reveal. Look, man, let's shift something. Marriage doesn't create problems. marriage reveals them. Everything you ignore while dating, it shows up loud in commitment. I'm talking about the communication issue amplified, the lack of discipline magnified, the emotional instability. Now you're living with it. That's just the hard truth. You don't get clarity after commitment, you get consequences. So if you don't have emotional intelligence before the ring becomes a trap instead of a blessing. Before we keep going, this moment is brought to you by a Sharpe mindset, built through pressure, moved by faith, designed for people who live the grind and not just talk about it. Look, man, hoodies and limited edition tees, not for everybody, just the ones who survive the process. So look, go find it at asharpemindset.com. Let me say it again, asharpemindset.com. Tap in. So I need us to stop trying to be chosen. Start choosing wisely. See, this right here, this might be the shift somebody needs. So stop focusing on who chooses you. Start focusing on whether they qualify. Ooh, come on, hear me. Ask yourself, do they have emotional maturity? Can they handle conflict without destruction? Do they bring peace or just excitement? Are they consistent or just convenient? Come on, man, that's a good one. Because let me tell you something. Access is not alignment. Oof, come on, man. Just because somebody wants you doesn't mean they're right for you. Come on, hear me. See, we gotta heal first, then love different. You can build something healthy with a broken, you can't build something healthy with a broken foundation. If you haven't healed your triggers, you will project them. If you haven't learned yourself, you will lose yourself. Come on. Go back a couple of episodes and listen to You Lost Your Me in We. Let me tell you what your healing looks like. Being okay alone without rushing into something. I'm talking about dating yourself, loving yourself first, taking accountability for your past choices, setting standards you actually enforce, walking away when something doesn't feel aligned with you. Stop asking for loyal love when you're still sitting and entertaining familiar dysfunction. Woo. Come on, look, family, that's my episode for today. Let me leave you with something that might mess you up. Some of y'all aren't heartbroken, man. You're just finally facing the reality of what you kept choosing. The relationship didn't break you. It exposed your standards, exposed your patience, exposed how long you've been settling for something that never aligned with who you say you are. And that's the part nobody wants to talk about. Because, see, it's easier to blame them than to admit you saw it, you felt it, you knew it, and you stayed anyway. So now I gotta ask you, not who hurt you, but why did you keep saying yes? Because, see, until you answer that, you're not ready for love. You're just prepared for another lesson. Woo, that's a gem. Marriage ain't scary. Commitment ain't the problem. Lack of awareness is. Because, see, if you don't fix the mindset, hear me, family, you will turn every forever into a cycle. And I refuse to let you keep calling dysfunction love. So if you're listening to me right now, this is your wake-up call. Not to find somebody new. Nah, that's not what I'm saying. But to become somebody different. Because, see, a healed version of you would have never tolerate what you cried over. So stop asking for better love. And become someone who makes better choices. Woo! Look, if you enjoyed this topic and you know love ain't the problem, your choice is subscribe to the podcast, man. As always, stay positive, protect your peace, and track with me next week on another episode of A Sharpe Mindset. Until next time, stay sharp. I'll catch y'all next week. Don't marry the wrong mindset. Let's go, family. Woo!